Welcome to a place where hearts unwind, infinite threads that gently bind, love and compassion in every line. Together we rise through space and time.
Welcome back to Infinite Threads. I'm your host, Bob, and today we're stepping into tender territory. Not to stir division, but to begin healing from it. This episode is called When Belief Becomes a Cage, Finding Love Beyond Indoctrination. Let's start with something simple, but not easy. Okay, guys, not everything that you were taught in childhood was true. I know. Big revelation, right? That doesn't mean your parents were bad, and that doesn't mean your church was evil, but it does mean this. You are allowed to question what you were handed. You are allowed to examine the roots of your beliefs, especially if they've grown into something that strangles your ability to love others. Some of us were raised in communities where love was always conditioned. Love your neighbor, but only if they believe what we believe, right? Only if they vote like us. Only if they don't challenge the system we're in. Or only if they don't make us uncomfortable. Happens a lot with a lot of us. Some of us were taught, not explicitly, but deeply, that the goal of life was not love, but loyalty. You know, loyalty to a flag, to a party, to a denomination, to a pastor, or to a structure. And over time, belief stopped being a path to love and became a cage of fear. This episode isn't an attack on anyone's faith. It's not a rejection of spirituality. In fact, guys, it's the opposite. It's an invitation to return to the essence of faith. The part that heals, not harms. The part that draws bigger circles, not smaller ones. The part that says God is love and means it. If you were raised to believe that an entire group of people is going to hell, if you were taught that questioning authority is rebellion, if your earliest lessons in truth were wrapped in fear, shame, or superiority, then this one's for you guys. You're not broken. You are awakening. And I know these days that's a tough one. People don't like to hear of that, do they? You're not losing your faith. You're finding its root. You're pulling away from the cage to rediscover the open field. Sometimes we don't even realize we've been indoctrinated until we feel the tension between what we feel in our soul and what we were told to believe. A lot of conflicts in there, isn't there, for everyone? You meet someone, kind, generous, full of grace, but they don't fit the mold that you were raised to trust. You feel love rising in your heart for them, but an old voice in your head whispers, "Be careful, they're one of them." Them is used a lot. They, them. That's not truth. That's programming. True love, the kind we talk about here, doesn't need enemies. It doesn't require an us versus them. It doesn't rely on fear to hold people in place. If your belief system needs to scare people into staying, it's not faith, it's control. So what does it look like to find love beyond indoctrination? Well, guys, it looks like listening to people that you once dismissed. Just listening. That doesn't mean agreeing with everything. It means listening. Asking yourself why you believe what you believe, not just what you believe. Letting go of superiority, letting go of certainty. Choosing love even when fear is louder. And most of all, it looks like humility. Because unlearning is humbling. You may lose friends. You may lose comfort. You may even lose a version of God you were taught to fear. But what you gain is something far richer. You gain a God who is not small, a love that does not require division, a self that is not bound by inherited fear, a freedom to see every human as sacred, not as a spiritual project to convert, but as a soul to walk beside. Some of you listening today have walked this road quietly. You've felt the conflict in your chest for years. You've smiled through sermons that hurt you. You've kept your questions to yourself out of love or fear, or maybe even both. Let me say something to you now. You are not wrong for asking. You're not bad for wondering. And you are absolutely not alone. Guys, you are brave. You are growing. And your love, the one that keeps expanding even when your beliefs are unraveling, that love is holy. If this path feels lonely sometimes, if you miss the comfort of certainty, I get it. Certainty is warm. But love is bigger, guys. Certainty builds walls. Love builds bridges. And I believe that you were made for bridges. I will leave you with this. Don't be afraid to outgrow the box you were born in. Don't be afraid to let go of beliefs that no longer make you more loving. And don't be afraid to walk the quiet road of love even when others call you lost. Because you're not lost. You are being found, not by doctrine, but by love itself. And love, I believe, will never fail. Thanks for listening today, guys. I'll see you next time. And until then, stay curious, stay kind, and walk gently out of the cage into the freedom of compassion. I love you all very, very, very much. And you know what I need you to do. Well, pass that on, okay? Later, Gators. Bye.
Every story, every voice, in this love we all rejoice. Infinite threads, here we go. Welcome friends, enjoy the show. Every story, every voice, in this love we all rejoice. Infinite threads, here we go. Welcome friends, enjoy the show.